Hello again, Streckwop. It's that time again where I bring you the next month's upcoming games. And starting with the high profile games video, I have collected 13 titles this month for August for upcoming high profile AAA. Some of them might be double A, but personally I still consider high profile titles. So we've got a bunch of things. We've got action RPGs, we've got tactical RPGs, we've got 3D, we've got 2D, we've got some horror games, we've got sports, and all sorts of different things that you might enjoy. I hope you enjoy my selection of 13 games. And if you're waiting for the wall profile games, this month I've split them into two more videos, so expect two more videos other than this. So hopefully there's some good suggestions. I will list the games in chronological order of a release date. So buckle up, struck up, and let's go. The first game on this list not only is first in terms of chronological release date, but also is the game that I'm extremely excited about. I've played the early access with the first act and a little bit extra on it. I have a couple of playthroughs, maybe more. I think it's 2 or 3 playthroughs I did so far in the early access, and I just can't wait to dig deep into Baldur's Gate 3's full release, which is coming on the 3rd of August for PC and on the 6th of September for PlayStation 5, and eventually later for Xbox S and S. Keep in mind the Xbox release is delayed because they had problems with the split screen on the Series S, not the X but the S. And so until they can sort it out on the S, the X also needs to wait because they release them together. So regardless of that, if you want to play it on Xbox, eventually it will be on Xbox. Let's talk about the game a little bit. In a few words, Baldur's Gate 3 is a story-rich party-based RPG set in the universe of Dungeons and Dragons, where your choices shape a tale of fellowship and betrayal, survival and sacrifice, and the lure of absolute power. Gather your party and return to the Forsaken Realm in a tale of fellowship and betrayal, as we said. Mysterious abilities are awakening inside you, drawn from a mind flayer parasite planted in your brain. Resist and turn darkness against itself, or embrace corruption and become ultimate evil. From the creators of Divinity Original Sin 2 comes a next generation RPG set in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Um, Keep in mind, if you've played Early Access, you probably know some of those characters, but there are some that are new for the launch. So we have the Vampire Rogue Asterion, we have Gale, a wizard, we have Lae'zel, who is a ferocious warrior fighter, then we have Shadowheart, who is a cleric, then we have Will, who is a warlock, and we have Karwach, who is a barbarian. But we also have someone that I don't think players got to test in the early access, the Dark Urge, who is a sorcerer, a lizard. I forgot what the Dragonborn, I think, was the race or something like that. There's a ton of races, a ton of classes. Actually, the majority of those are also new for the full launch and weren't in the early access. You have one of the most in-depth character customizations and character creation processes in Baldur's Gate 3. So if you're looking for a good RPG, Baldur's Gate 3 definitely has been during early access, and it can only get better with the full release on the 3rd of August. Next up, from Deck 13, the people who brought you games like The Search, comes Atwas Fallen. Atwas Fallen is an amazing looking action RPG that can be played in two-man co-op. Rise from the dust and glide the sands of a timeless land filled with ancient dangers, mysteries, and fragments of the past. Hunt legendary monsters with powerful, sand-infused weapons and abilities in spectacular, super-powered combat. The combat definitely is nice. There's a bunch of developer videos out there that have showcased it one way or another, and that have showcased some of the custom things that infuse your battle, such as the abilities, such as the passive procs and things like that, such as the different weapons. I don't use the right terms. I'm sure I'm not using the right terms, but there's a lot of stuff, believe me, when it comes to customization of your abilities and designing the weapons and combining those. Um, I think it's best if you just watch some of the developer videos and then you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. But Atlas Fallen has the potential to be the next big, massive hit action RPG for single player and two-man co-op. Again, not a game with endgame and stuff in mind. Or it could be the next flop like Godfall, but it doesn't look like it would be a flop. It looks like it would be an amazing experience from Deck 13. Releasing on the 10th of August for Xbox XS, PlayStation 5, and on PC. I can't wait. If I had to pick games I could get free keys for, it would be Baldur's Gate 3, Atlas Fallen, and 2 or 3 more from this list of 13 games. Next up, also on the 10th of August, a quick mention that Overwatch is coming to Steam. And most likely there will be a lot more in the future Blizzard Activision games coming to Steam. So Overwatch 2, critically acclaimed team-based shooter game set in an optimistic future with an evolving roster of heroes. I was very disappointed by Overwatch 2, and even more disappointed when I found out the long-awaited PvE won't be what they first originally promised it would be. So I never even bothered returning to try the PvE mode. But yeah, on the 10th of August, it will be coming with its latest version, all the updates and stuff. So if you, like me, don't like the Battle.net launcher much and would rather play it from Steam, I'm not sure how it would work, but you would still require, obviously, a Blizzard account. Whether the Steam would launch the Blizzard launcher still, or we would be able to just link the accounts, remains to be seen. Next up, another one of the games that if I had a chance to get a free key, I would love one, which is Wayfinder from the Airship Syndicate studio. It's coming for PC and for PlayStation 5 and 4. It's coming on the 15th of August as an early access title. Published by Digital Extremes, again developed by Airship Syndicate, become a wayfinder and unlock their powers as you choose your path and playstyle while pushing back a hostile force that has overtaken your world. Control the chaos as you directly shape and customize the endless adventures you go on with friends. Of course, wayfinders stronger together. There's multiple types of wayfinders. You have the Seeker Wingrave, you have the Tactician Saiwo, you have the Shadow Dancer Nis, you have the Champion Senya or Senja, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Then you have the War Mage Kairos and the Alchemist Venomous. And I think Venomous might be, if I'm not mistaken, paywall behind Founders Packs or something like that. Not sure exactly about this, but they have a very, very interesting way of handling seasons where you can always get back and complete the previous season's battle pass or whatever you want to call it. So there is no fear of missing out. If you can't do that season now, you can always come back to it and complete it. They have that kind of like a mini game with the map that handles the seasons. So I'm assuming there would be a separate one every time the new season comes. This will be on Steam and on the Epic Store as well. Again, as I mentioned, also on PlayStation 5. I had information about 4, but maybe it's just PlayStation 5 and not 4. Next up on the list is Hammerwatch 2. Hammerwatch was not a high-profile game, and Hammerwatch 2 is personally a high-profile game for me because I've heard about the first game. I know it has a nice following of players, of fans, that would be also excited of the sequel. So here it is, Hammerwatch 2. There is a downloadable demo on Steam you can try, releasing on the 15th of August 2023 as a fully launched title, developed by Crackshell, published by Modus Games. Gather your heroes and journey beyond the dungeons of Castle Hammerwatch to explore a pixelated world like never before. Aid King Roland's resistance while helping villagers along the way, battle beasts, finish off hordes of the undead, and face the forces of evil. Pretty much a lot of good stuff is what I've heard about the first game. The second one, you could aid the folks, you could craft and collect gear, you could play online with up to 3 other players, so 4-man co-op, and you can change the world, which is PC specific. Full modding support available upon release, edit levels, and be the author of your own epic. The next game on the list is called Gort. It is another interesting title that probably most people won't consider high profile because it's not AAA, it's more like more of an indie-ish project. I mean, they have publisher. Team 17 are the publishers. The developers are Covenant.dev. Releasing on the 17th of August 2023, Gort is a single-player adventure strategy. To survive, you must build, but to prevail, you must conquer the darkness beyond the gates. In this dark fantasy world, you must complete quests while managing a populace whose personal stories and well-being decide the fate of your tribe. So it's gonna be difficult and punishing, apparently, from what I've heard about this game. That's what the developers wanted it to be. It's kind of like a mix between city builder and strategy RPG with some managerial, team management, co-sim survival aspects. It has the potential to be a massive hit. It's kind of very niche-y out there, but I think it definitely has a lot of potential. Another game I would love to get a free key for, in fact, I even applied for one, is Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew. I've been following this ever since it got first announced. Welcome to the Lost Caribbean. In this stealth strategy game, join a ghost ship with a living soul and assemble a cursed pirate crew. Embrace magical powers to defy the menacing army of the Inquisition, who stands between you and the mysterious treasure of the legendary captain, and steam cuts of the text here. Developed and self-published by Mimimi Games, releasing on the 17th of August 2023. It has a lot of promise. It looks very nice. It reminds me of those old Commandos games, but with pirates and ghosts and fantasy and magic. So if you're a fan of such games, definitely maybe wishlist follow on Steam. The game is coming on multiple platforms, if I'm not mistaken, which is Steam, Epic, GOG, Xbox XS, and PlayStation 5. This game I've only listed as a high-profile game because of the name, because of the franchise behind it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Take on the role of one of the notorious Slaughter family or their victims in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a third-person asymmetrical horror experience based on the groundbreaking and iconic 1974 horror film. So as you just heard me say, you can either play as one of the victims or you can play as one of the family members. So either be the bad guy or be one of the victims trying to survive and escape. Developed by Sumo Digital, published by Gun Interactive, releasing on the 18th of August 2023. If you had an itching for something survival horror team-based asymmetrical, then Texas Chainsaw Massacre might be your next game to look forward to. Releasing on multiple platforms, Steam, Xbox XS, and PlayStation 5 4. If you're fans of American football, NFL, then the next game is for you. The new Madden NFL 24 experienced the newest iteration of Field Sense in Madden NFL 24. More realistic character movement and smarter AI gives you control to play out your gameplay strategy with the confidence to dominate any opponent. Releasing on the 18th of August 2023 and developed by Tiburon and published by Electronic Arts. As expected, releasing on Steam, Epic, EA App, Xbox Access One, and PlayStation 5. The next game is also an Electronic Arts published title, one that many of you probably are already aware of and eagerly awaiting. If I could get a free key for the game, I would be amazingly happy. Immortals of Avium. Developed by Ascendant Studios, it's a single-player first-person magic shooter that tells the story of Jack as he joins an elite order of battle mages to save a world on the edge of an abyss. This game, again, is a single-player story, not something with endgame in mind, just play it once and maybe wait for expansions kind of game. It has the potential to be a big success, a big hit, but it also has the potential to be a flop. I think it would be a good hit as long as it performs well, as long as it doesn't rely on Vaseline, DLSS, and FSR for getting 60 FPS stable on the targeted resolutions with the listed hardware requirements, then it could succeed. Lately, it's been one mess after another when it comes to optimization. If the game isn't rushed, I think it will be a massive hit. Immortals of Avium looks amazing. There's developer videos showcasing some of the optimization and depth of the game design, and I think it should be in many people's top lists of games for the month. Next up, we have another interesting sports title. Ride 5, developed and published by Milestone. Rev up your engine and get ready to hit the track with Ride 5, an adrenaline-filled gaming experience that is so authentic, it will make you feel like you're truly racing at breakneck speed. If you like super bikes, if you like racing games, Ride 5 might scratch that itch in the month of August for you. In fact, the 5 in Ride 5 could be read as rides, which is kind of a fun little mini bullshit fact out there. So yeah, if you're a MotoGP fan, well, Ride 5 is an alternative. So hopefully some of you out there enjoy me including this game in the list. The next game on the list is Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, another game that many of you are probably excited about. I personally haven't played an Armored Core game as far as I can remember, but it's a massive franchise from Software, the creators of Elden Ring, Dark Souls, etc., and the people who created the Mazucore genre. But this is not a Mazucore game. Well, it is kind of Souls-like, but a different kind of experience. So Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, I'm not sure if it would be to my liking, because so far there isn't a single FromSoft game that fits my preference in terms of difficulty, modifications, and stuff. So it's probably going to be yet another Mazucore game for the tryhards. But I know there's plenty of you tryhards out there that would love this game. So if you were waiting for the next Armored Core, you don't need to wait that much longer. 25th of August 2023 releasing for Steam and probably other PC platforms as well as Xbox XS1 and PlayStation 5 4. Next up, another interesting series that I've actually played. I've played the second or the third or maybe both of them from the Trine franchise. Trine 5, A Clockwork Conspiracy. It is back with its biggest adventure. In their fifth outing, the heroes of Trine are put against dastardly and duplicitous villains who will stop at nothing to seize control of the kingdom. The clock is ticking to save the world of Trine. Releasing on the 31st of August 2023, developed by Frozen Byte and published by THQ Nordic. This is a very nice co-op and single-player experience, which also is famous for having a shared split-screen co-op. It's coming on Steam, Xbox XS1, PlayStation 5, 4, and Switch. This is another game I would love to try, especially if I find someone to try it with me, because I mean it's a fun game. And apparently the puzzles would scale with the number of players in the game. So the more players playing the game, the more puzzles there would be. One thing I could probably see myself not enjoying is how many jumping puzzles, how much of that stuff is. I'm not a fan of the platformer elements, but the action elements of the game might be fun to try.
To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end, Struck Web. Keep it cool until next time and goodbye.